My name is Jonathan Tobi, representative of the National Assembly here in Suriname. My function here is I'm in help desk ICT at the Assembly. So whenever there is a problem regarding our IT or something technical, we are here to assist. I am grateful for the opportunity to be able to present our way of doing things digitally, and especially with the pandemic that has arisen. I am happy to show how we tackled that as an IT department regarding our assembly. So this is the table of content or the things I'll talk about. I'll talk a little bit about the assembly itself, what it is, what it the members it consists of, and what the tasks are that the assembly does. I'll talk a bit about how the situation was pre-pandemic, so before the whole COVID situation, what our digital area was, or what the things were that we did digitally, and the demands that came with the pandemic, and how we tackled those, and how things look forward towards the post-pandemic or after the whole COVID situation has passed. So about our assembly, the assembly represents the people of the Republic of Suriname. It consists of 51 members who are each elected per district, and what their tasks are is that they have to um, make sure there are right laws and regulations in place to tackle certain problems or needs of the country or the country members. The members are each selected for a term of 5 years. So every 5 years there is a an election where there are 51 members selected again, and the assembly is considered the highest institution of state. Um, and how things were before the pandemic was, yeah, I'll say a bit comfortable, because yeah, nobody expected the pandemic to come this fast and to be so demanding, but we had a few things in place that helped us throughout the pandemic. For instance, we have HCL, formerly known as IBM. That is our cloud-based solution for the sharing of files and working collaboratively within the assembly. Um, the transition was made from IBM to HCL, as to the companies that um, updated and uh, maintain the software. So now the maintenance is mainly done by HCL, but we are supported through a third-party organization who helps us if there is something that needs to be done. But the HCL, it allows us to share files remotely and to work together on certain documents. And there are different communities for each of the the parties, and if there are laws or regulations that need to be fixed, there are communities created for those people or just those members to collaboratively work on those documents that need to be prepared for those laws or regulations. Um, it's also used as our mail client. So everything that has to do with our mail, our documents are is shared within the HCL environment, and also uh, things regarding online meetings or our calendar are done within HCL. So it's fairly easy for the members of parliament to use it, because it is just one platform for all those things that they need. So mail, calendar, the documents, the different communities, everything is there. Um, so that was how we worked before the pandemic start. We also have a dashboard that is for meetings within the parliament, that there are times recorded, or speech times are recorded, to make sure that the parliament doesn't get lengthy, too lengthy talks or speeches. Also, it is uh, recorded, although the laws and regulations are recorded, to know what laws and regulations are currently in development, and which one already have been approved. And all those things are then again communicated to the public through the DNA app that we have, and the DNA website. So the public can easily visit those channels to get information regarding meeting dates, laws and regulations, news, or information about the members themselves. We also have um, a youth channel that is on our website, where the same information is actually presented, but in an youth friendly manner. So if there are children or youth that are interested in what the parliament does, they can easily get the information they need. We also have DNA TV and our YouTube channel, where the public meetings are streamed. So if there are people interested in um, following the meetings, or to see what is talked about within the parliament, they can easily follow those channels to stay up to date with those things. I actually gave a summing of all the things we had um, before the pandemic. I already talked about IBM and what IBM does. So basically, it gives a general and community-based information of file and sharing. There is also network and portfolio building, because you can easily insert certain tags on not only documents but also members as well. So if, for example, a member is looking for someone that is specialized in, let's say, Zoom meetings, then they can easily find someone to assist them um, with the thing they are looking for. I also talked about the email and instant messaging. And instant messaging is a chat function, but it's not um, fairly used as mail, because most of the members just use WhatsApp or other communication channels to message instantly. There's also the collaborative document editing, where um, multiple members can easily work in the same document and see changes as they are made live. You also have cloud online meetings, but those weren't really used because people were already used to things like Zoom, Google Meetings, Hangouts, and so those things were used instead of the solution that Hasiel had. I also talked about the calendar and event scheduling solutions that Hasiel gave us, and those are used to notify members of upcoming meetings or other scheduled events. And I also talked about the support that is really quick, and that is really important, because if there is a problem regarding the platform, um, they should be tackled immediately, because that's the only way the members gain trust in the system. If there's a problem that is not easily fixed, they easily lose trust in the platform. And to make things easier, Hasiel also has a mobile application where you can check everything. I just talked about, so files, mails, events, schedules, contacts. You can easily check those things on the go, so as you go. And that is why we still are with Hasiel and stay with them. So it's a really good solution for collaborative work. I also talked about the dashboard, and to go a bit more in depth, in the dashboard is our own application where meetings are registered and times of speakers are registered to make sure we don't get too lengthy meetings. Also, the bills and bills types are inserted to, at the end of each term, get a report of all the the laws and regulations that were developed within those terms, and you can easily filter the report regarding the information that you need. We also talked about the DNA app and website. It is more for the public, where every information that is for the public regarding news, meeting schedules, laws and regulations, member information, and also the links to all other media channels are there for the public to engage in those informations. And the youth channel is a section within the website where youthlings can easily find the same information, but in an unfriendly manner, or something that is recognizable to them. And the streaming of the meetings are still done through DNA TV and our YouTube channel, where the public can easily follow those stream of meetings live. And see past meetings also on YouTube. Is easily to check older videos, and on DNA TV they are repeated if people are interested in seeing them again. There are also extra topics regarding DNA on the DNA TV, um, but it's all within a parliamentary state. So if there is, for example, something a promotion from UNICEF or another institution, that is also shown on our DNA TV. Okay, and we all know that the COVID came and it changed a lot. It changed a lot really quick, is to say, and because of that, um, there were certain things that we couldn't do anymore. But as we all know, uh, especially for the parliament, certain things have to go on. So the demands during the pandemic were uh, solutions that were needed to be created in order for the work to move on. Because during the pandemic, we all know that most of us had to stay at home. So most of us worked from home, but we still needed to work. So most of the people went on to using Zoom as their conferencing software to easily um, meet and discuss about certain topics that needed to be discussed. But as you are home, um, our task as IT specialists are to assist the members in certain IT assistance that they need. But working from home, you can't always be with that member per se. And if that member doesn't have somebody at home that can assist them, it can be a challenge. So the way we solved that was through using AnyDesk. That is a remote software solution that allows you to enter remotely enter the computer of another person to help them with certain things. So let's say there are certain Zoom settings or things that need to be done. We could easily do that through AnyDesk. We first used TeamViewer, but the challenge that we had with TeamViewer is that uh, at certain timeouts or um, power outages, um, the code was changed. Um, so it was difficult for the members that weren't technically skilled to give the new codes. Um, so that is why we promoted AnyDesk to be used, because it uses the same code for the device. So even if something changes or there is an outage, the same code is used for the device, so we can easily log in again. And the only thing the other user has to do is to accept our call, or if there is a sign-in method, you can easily sign in without the other person having to accept your invite. The other challenge was with sound and video engineering, because as we all know, when you have online conferences, the most important things are video, so you can see the person, and especially audio for you to hear the person. But not everyone had, let's say, a good microphone or a good uh, a camera, and those were all challenges we had to deal with, especially for hybrid meetings later on the pandemic times, where certain members were physically um, in the parliament, and another part was at home uh, following the meeting. So we had to create certain solutions that would tackle those things, that the the members at home could easily hear the members that were physically at the parliament, and uh, on the other side, the members that were physically at the parliament should also easily see and hear the other members. So that were certain challenges that arose during the pandemic. And uh, what we luckily have is a Titan installation within the parliament, where everybody or every member has their own microphone on the table. Um, so all we had to do was link the input from that sound to, let's say, the online conferencing software as Zoom. And on the video part, it was a bit more challenging, because that installation of Titan is something we are still working on, to have the cameras move automatically to the the current member that is speaking. So that was a bit less on the video part, but that is something we are still working on. And in the post-pandemic, yeah, eh, during the pandemic, there was not really insight when the pandemic was about to end, let's say. So there were not um, moments in time that we said, okay, these solutions that we create are only for the time being. Most of the solutions that were created with the intention to go for a longer time period. So as the the COVID um, numbers get less, um, we don't see things going immediately back to normal. As we all saw, as we noticed, there will be still certain hybrid situations where people will be physically um, at the parliament and also remotely. So the solutions that are created are not solutions that will be replaced for other physical solutions. We will still have them in place, and maybe develop them even further to make sure that they get streamlined as to when another let's say pandemic arises, we are ready to tackle it easily. Um, as we said, we will still work on our online conferencing system, as to our audio and video systems, and also for TV and streaming, because we already have those in place, but they need to be developed and corrected on certain places. And also regarding the HCL, is that as you said, every 5 years there are members selected, and certain members are re-elected, but other new members that um, come into the parliament have to be instructed about the HCL platform. So that is something we still need to streamline for the new members that came um, during the last election, to have them get more comfortable with the HCL system so they can use it more often. And of course, we will further develop our DNI dashboard, because it is now a local system, but we will work and develop it towards a public system, whereas the users or the streaming that is done to the public, um, the dashboard can also be shown, um, to let the people watching the stream see what the information is regarding speech times and time remaining of the members. And the information is already publicly available, but we will also work on getting that information easier to the public, as to the demands for ease of access are a little bit more, because of the digital transformation that has risen from the pandemic, as to more people get online, more people look for information online, and um, the pandemic is actually has a bit of mixed feelings through the bad and the good, but as we all know, we need to look for every good in every problem that there is, and one of the goods that arose from this pandemic is the digital transformation that it brought with it, as to more people trust in online services, where they didn't have that before the pandemic. Um, so the developments look good, and we will work on uh, bettering all of our systems that are currently in place. We also we also have for our employees here a HR system that easily allows them to follow their sick days and to easily ask for leaves or certain things to do. And it is all done digitally and also through an app. Um, and that was also a kind of a demand during the pandemic, as to more people work from home. So that are the development that we will um, keep and further develop, so things get easier not only for us that are maintaining the systems, but also for the users that daily use those systems daily, so they get more comfortable with the systems and want to work with those systems every day. So that is our challenge, or something that we need to work on as the the COVID numbers drop. So that was it for my part. Thank you for this opportunity to be able to present um, what we have done on our side regarding the digital transformation uh, that has risen with the pandemic.